Now I'll be using my nylon to cover this part, not the normal part, because I want it to come out that shape there. So I'll use my oil to rub on it in order for my princess mat not to stick on it when it dries. So let me measure out what I'll be using. So I'll be leaving 2 inches down here and 2 inches down the other side. So this is my princess mat, not the normal cinnamon you always use to mold. Cinnamon is very expensive now, so you can improvise with princess mat because it's very cheap and it gives you what you want as well. So I've measured out what I measured out in that mold. So that is what I'll be using. So I'll be cutting it out in 2 places. So it is 2 already, as you can see. So let me pour in my stiffener. So I'll pour in my stiffener and I'll pour a little water inside and I'll stir it. So I'll put my princess mat inside it and I'll do the same with the second one as well. So if it's not enough, you still pour in your stiffener and continue. So this is it. So I'll be putting it on this my mold this way. Can you see the shape it will give me? That's why I didn't start from that under one, the main shape. I decided to start under. So I'll put my pin up, down, left and right. You need to put your pin up, down, left and right before you start spinning around so that it will be easier for you. So some of these pins are not good, so I'm looking for the best one. So can you see the way it is? I'll start putting the other pins. Make sure you drag very well so that it will pin down very well the way you want. So I've pinned down all the parts and this is the way it came out. This is how it comes out when it is being molded with this type of mold. So see what I'm doing with my pin. I'm just trying to use my pin to secure these places. That is that way. So I'll repeat the same with this one. I'll use my nylon to cover up. So later I'll apply my oil. You can use any oil, Vaseline, olive oil, so any type of oil as far as is a good one. So when I'm done applying my oil, I'll measure out what I'll be using. The same thing I did to the other one. I'll leave 2 inches on that 2 inches the other side. So I'll measure out and cut out. So it is 2, just like the other one as well. So I'll pour in my stiffener and apply a little water as well and stir. If the water is too much, you still need to pour in a little stiffener. So I'll start putting it inside this stiffener and squeeze it this way. So I'll keep it apart and I'll use it to cover up this mold as well. So hope you can carefully watch what I'm doing here in case you are doing yours, for it to be easier for you. So I'll be pinning down, up, down, left and right as I taught you. So after I am done, I start applying it to other ones. So I've pinned down other parts, so this is it. So I'll just need to clean up this place so that my work will not look dirty. This is just like 5 seconds cleaning. So this is dry already. So I left it under the sun for like 3 hours. If there is no sun, you can leave for a day so that it can dry very well. So I'll carefully remove it from the mold. So just carefully remove it so that it won't spoil the shape. So you keep it apart and you also remove the pins in this other one. Carefully remove the pins one after the other. It's still what I'm using to remove it for it to be easier. So when I'm done removing it, I'll still carefully remove my mold. So this is it. I'll trim out the excesses very well. You just need to trim out these excesses. So I'll trim it out very well. So I might not be using this full hat. It is too big. After 3 minutes out, I'll still show you how I'll still reduce it so that it will look smaller. So I'll just be using like 3 inches of it. The remaining parts I'll cut out. So let me just use my chalk to mark it out, that 3 inches. So I'll mark it out round for it to be easier for me to cut out. So I'll trace round and use my scissors to cut it out. So you can leave yours if you are okay with it like that. So this is the size I really want to make use of. So I'll still cut out the excess parts in this one. So when I'm done cutting out, I will use my razor to be cutting out this in a triangular form. I'll cut it up to that place where there is a circle. You can see it. Then I'll cut out this remaining part, just leaving behind like 1 inch. So I'll just take it up and use my UHU gun to apply on this part. So you just try to pull it up a bit. This might not really pull up like Sinami because this is not Sinami. This is Princess Mat. So you can put your molded crown on top of it this way and turn it upside down and use your hand to press it down so that the gum can stick to it. Remember, this gum needs to dry a bit before you start doing this. So if it's not really coming up the way you want, you can put it in the mold like this. So with this, it can come down to what you want. This my shape came like this because I forgot to put it under the shape I started with. So remember, my shape was the under of it, not the up of it like this. So you can still put yours like this. My shape will not stick out. So with this, it will come faster. So when it comes, you can still carefully remove it out. So I think I'm okay now. So I'll use my needle and thread to make it stick to it very well. So I'll start from the under. I'll start from the under part of it. Sorry, I didn't know my camera was not showing the under part, but you can see the way I'm sewing it. Please don't allow the thread to come out under, but the thread can come out on top just for you to be faster. This is under now, where I'm sewing now. Carefully, don't allow your thread to come out. Can you see my thread didn't come out under because I carefully sew it very well. So you can use your bias to cover up this while you apply your gum and use it to cover up. So these parts that my thread show you, I'm still going to cover it with a design. So I'm applying my spray paint. So this is another part. I'll form this in a triangular form. I'll fold it in this triangular form and cut it out. This is just the main part it came with. So I just cut it out from the row it came with. So I'll keep it, and this is what I cut out. So it's just 19 by 19 inches. So I'll still fold it back to that triangular form. This triangular form is called a bias form for you to get any design you want in cinnamon or in princess mat so that it won't scatter. You cut in a bias form. So I'll cut it out. So this is it. If it were cinnamon, I would have used it to form so many designs. If you've not watched my video on how to mold and design a fascinator, you go and watch it. There are so many designs I formed with cinnamon, but this one is princess mat. So I'll be using this to cover this up like this. So you can make yours smaller, but mine is bigger. So it all depends on the length or the height you want. You can see my own height is bigger. So I will use my needle and thread to tack down carefully. So make sure you tack it down carefully from up to down. So I'll tie it up and cut out the excess part of it and cut out the thread. So I use my spray paint to spray on this as well and my designs as well. So I'll show you how I made this design. If you need a slow version of how I did this, you can check my previous video before this one. So this is 5 by 5 inches. That's what I'll be cutting out. And please, this is cinnamon because princess mat can't form this. I'm using cinnamon for this. So can you see a mixture of cinnamon and princess mat? What I'm using for this design, funnel or cone design, is cinnamon. Please, it is not princess mat. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You can see how I folded it in, and I folded it this way. And just watch what I'm doing. I just need to cut out this excess part. Maybe I didn't measure out very well, that's why I'm cutting it out. So you can see where I'm putting it inside those places I folded. So can you see it has formed a funnel? So you can use your needle and thread to tack down, or you use your gum. I used my gum to gum it. See where I'm putting my gum. So I apply my gum inside there and allow it to dry a bit, like 30 seconds. So I'll put it in there. So this is it. Very simple. So this is how the funnel design looks like. You can form as many as you want to use for your design for hats. So back to our hat. So I'll use my needle and thread to tack this down one after the other. So you can place it whichever way you want it to come out. So use your needle and thread to tack down one after the other. As a lady, you know how to sew already. There's nothing so difficult. So I've applied it one by one, and this is what it gave me. So I'll be applying my wire here. You don't leave this place like this without applying wire. If not, it will be flying like bird. So you need to apply your wire to this brim just this way. Carefully use your needle and thread or needle and fishing line to sew this round carefully. You can measure out the circumference, that's a round shape of it. It gave me like 43, so I added 1 more inch to cut out my wire. So you take it round. I've already made a hat, so you should know how to cut out your wire and use it. So I've overlapped it, and this is it. So I'll be using my bias to cover up that part. I'll apply my gum to my bias and I'll use it to cover up that part that wire is in. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I normally get so many views, but my viewers don't subscribe to my channel. I don't know why. Help me subscribe to this channel so that I'll keep giving you updates on beautiful headwear. So you can use your peg to peg down. If it can't peg on this princess mat, you remove it and keep using your hand to press it. Make sure you allow the gum to dry a bit before you press it. If you want it to stick to it very well, you apply your gum and allow it to gum for like 30 minutes before you press on it. So I've taken this round already, and this is the final outcome of it. So I will still need to apply my gum on this bias and use it to cover up this area as well. Remember those long parts, I cut it out to make it shorter. You can see the way it is. So you just use your bias to cover up. So this is the outcome when you finish covering it with your bias. So this is how it looks like. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial on how to make full hats and how to improvise when you don't have the money for cinema, because cinema is expensive. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not. This is how it looks like when it is being worn on a manicure head. Can you see how it looks like? So this is your full hat You can use it to rock anything.